Microwave.
Microwave. How do you clean microwave? Microwave, you also clean it very well first, and don't use it 24 hours. And afterwards, put a glass with some detergent inside and let it run for half hour. Put enough water in there because it tends to evaporate, and then it could break. So put enough water. Pay attention that it doesn't run. If you want to do 15 minutes in 15 minutes, you can do that. Put some detergent, let it, and afterwards it's fine.
What about glass? Can we use like cups and things?
Sfaradim hold that cups, glass you don't have to be machshir. Any glass you don't have to be machshir. Just wash it. That includes drinking cups. That includes Pyrex, Duralex, whatever Lex you have. Although using it on the fire, that includes the electric stoves. That you don't need to do anything. You just wash it, and that's good enough. That's the Sfaradi halacha.
Even if it's colored or if it has those white lines, it doesn't matter?
Well, if it's colored, it's not a problem. You don't know what's the white line. If it's painted, then that's not part of the glass. But if it's colored, yes, even though it's colored, yeah.
And what about a washing cup, like a metal washing cup? Do we have to kosher that?
Netilat yadayim?
Yes.
No, we just wash it. Just wash it.
How about dish racks?
Just wash it.
Even if they're plastic, just wash it?
Yeah, even that's a chumrah, what's on it. Nothing's on it.
You were just talking about the Pyrex glass containers. What about the lids that go on top of the containers?
So you have two kinds of lids. You have those that are completely glass, and then...
What about the plastic ones?
So but even the glass ones, many times you'll have a metal around them, or you have a metal handle, and then you'll have to be machshir that. That's not going to help you that it's glass if there's something metal over there. If it's plastic, you'll have to be machshir the plastic. Some poskim say you can't be machshir plastic. L'halacha, we could be lenient to be machshir plastic. How do you machshir? Again, agala. You put the hot water, make sure it's bubbling, make sure kids are not around. You put it in, half in on one side, take it out, put the other half. Use those big gloves that make sure that it doesn't get into your hands. You can't imagine the accidents that happen with these things. So make sure you take precaution. Big fat gloves like this. Sometimes the yellow ones are safe. And put the sink right away afterwards. You leave it in there for 1 second, 2 seconds, not more than that, and you put it right away in the cold water.
Plastic, you're saying?
Plastic, you can do that as well.
Any type of plastic, like even if we have, let's say we have a ladle that has a plastic.
Yeah.
You can do that.
Yes. Yes. Make sure it's clean first. Anything you do agala, it has to be clean. So if it has a handle, make sure that in between there's no dirt, food.
The pot that you use to do agala, I heard that it can be used for like 24 hours before. Is that true?
Not really. The Ashkenazim have such a halacha. The Rama brings down. Again, the Sfaradim are more lenient about all these things because of the concept I explained in the beginning called nat bar nat. So if you do that, that's fine. Usually, most of the things you don't use 24 hours before, because using 24 hours before doesn't mean you're not using it at all. It just means you didn't use it with chametz. That's what it means. So anything we're saying, let's say the sink, you shouldn't use the sink for 24 hours, let's say. It means that don't spill hot chametz on top of it. You have now macaroni hot, and spilling the water, fine, that you shouldn't do. So, and even then, it's a chumrah that the Ashkenazim are more machmir than the Sfaradim. So, lechatchila, if you could not use it for 24 hours, you should, but only not with chametz.
Kids' strollers, bottles for kids.
Bottles. What about bottles for kids?
Rooms, stuff like
Right.
that. Strollers, baby seat, car seat.
Right. So bottles for kids. All you have to do you have two kinds. You have the bottles that you use only for milk, and you have those that you use with what is it called?
Baby cereal?
Baby cereal, right. So those that you use only for milk is not a problem, right? Most milk are even, most formulas are even kosher for Pesach, even if it doesn't say. Most of them are kosher for Pesach. So all you have to do is just wash it, that's it. If you use it with cereal, baby cereal, so then you have to do agala on it. Agala again, you put it in the boiling water, make sure that the water gets into it, because if you just put it, the air stays in there, and that's all. Very simple. Yeah. The toothpaste itself is just like we spoke before. It doesn't have, even if it has chametz, toothpaste, it's not a concern of chametz so much. It's a concern of glycerin. It has a large amount of glycerin. That is the concern. Glycerin is non-kosher fat of an animal. They put it there for a few reasons. One of the reasons is the flavor. It's sweet. Glycerin is sweet. And they don't put it only on toothpaste. They put it on cough medicine. They put it on many different medicines to make it sweet.
So toothpaste has to be kosher in general?
Oh, so that is the question. So not necessarily on Pesach. In general, does it have to be kosher? So you have two kinds of toothpaste. You have the adult toothpaste that we hold, most poskim hold, it doesn't need to have hechsher. This is how Moshe held. This is how the Tzvi Pesach Frank held. Many other poskim as well. There are those that are machmir because it goes in your mouth. But the reason to be mekel over here is because although the flavor might feel good, but you're not swallowing it. It's not something you swallow, you're spitting it right out. And also, if you do swallow it, it doesn't taste good. So, tasting something with your lips is only Isur de Rabbanan, if you don't swallow it. And therefore, something that doesn't taste well, that makes it another de Rabbanan, and therefore such a thing would be mutar. This is how it's brought down, the beginning of Chot HaOrvot, no dai biyudad, the Tzemach Tzedek. There's a whole discussion on this. Again, in my shiurim you can see that. That is toothpaste for adults, it's mutar. Toothpaste for kids is a different story. Why? Because that tastes good. And they tend to eat it as well. And therefore, toothpaste for kids should have hechsher. Should have hechsher.
All year round?
Yes, they do taste it. I always said the story about this dentist assistant that gave away for kids those small toothpaste, and one of the kids, after a couple of minutes, came back and wanted another one because he finished it already.